Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Grade 5 Coding and Robotics Holiday Program. Okay, I'm very happy to be with you guys. Um, I know you're all very eager to learn about coding. That's very nice. Just one thing, please, all of you all, you're not allowed to share your video. So just make sure your video is muted. Okay, thank you. Uh, Okay, my name is Sean Moravan. Okay, I'm an educator based in KZN. I teach mathematics and information technology. I've been teaching IT in grades 10, 11, 12 for like the past 14 years. And this is the first time I'm teaching grade 5. But I'm very excited to do this with you guys. Some of my hobbies, obviously, I love teaching computers. Uh, I like listening to music, playing music instruments. I like watching movies. Uh, I have 2 kids. I've got a daughter in grade 5, a son in grade 3. So that's my daughter in grade 5. So I'm getting my testing out my content with my daughter before I show you guys. Okay, it's going to be a very exciting program. It's nothing like what you've been learning in school. Most of you learners here, you probably have not done any coding before. You might be feeling very anxious, but I assure you that not to worry. You also can feel free to check out the other videos of the lower grades. So you can go probably to the Zora website, which I'll probably give you at the end of the session, and you can also go to the Africa Team Geek YouTube channel, and you can go check the all the lower grade videos. You see the pace will be much slower. You can go and get some background information and so on. And also a shout out to Tabiso, who is handling all our technical support for today. Okay, so let's get started. Now you all enrolled for this course. It's all about coding. What is this coding that you're talking about? Now, normally what you think about coding is like some mysterious like pin code or like a secret number that's going to make everything happen. Not really. What this coding is that we're talking about and going to be teaching you guys, what it means is telling a computer what to do by giving it commands to which it responds. That is coding. Right. So basically, you give a computer instructions and the computer follows the instructions and then you get an outcome that you wanted. Okay, that is coding. Now, most of you guys already experienced using code. You probably would not have known that you've been already using it. Like, see, we're talking about games and apps. Like on your Google Play Store, most of you all have downloaded a game. The most common game is Subway Surfer. There are many other games as well that you can. Most of these games, when you're playing with it, maybe with your phone or with your tablet, what you normally do is you swipe. You probably swipe up, maybe down, left, or right. And what happens is when you swipe, whichever direction, something happens in the game or on the screen. So basically, you're getting movement on the screen. Your character is moving, and depending on what you swipe. Most often, for example, in like the game Subway Surfer or any other game, as the character is moving and there is something in its path, you probably will swipe up to jump and probably swipe down to maybe go underneath the object in front. Now, what is happening now? This is happening because the instructions written, or in other words, coding, is making this happen. Okay. Let's look at another example. We all have probably got this gift for Christmas. You probably look at the most common one is a remote control car. Some more technology. Some people like the drone. And if you look at the picture of that I've got here of a drone, it comes with a remote control where you can actually put on your cell phone, your smartphone, and you can track what's happening with your drone. And another example there is your remote control. Most of you guys, with this lockdown and all this time that you're spending away from school, you've been watching a lot of TV and you've mastered your remote control. Now you think of all these things that I've got you. When you press your remote control, something happens to the electronic device that is controlled by that remote. For example, like your car, as you move your remote control in certain direction, something happens to the car. Same for your drone. Your remote control for your TV, you know what button does what to the TV. So you've already been using code without you knowing. Okay, now in examples with electronic devices, the code is actually embedded in the circuitry. Unlike now on your phone, the app that you're playing on your phone, the code is there in the software. But you will be learning about all this stuff. Okay, then we come to something called an algorithm. Now it seems such a big word, like it's so difficult. It's kind of a cool word. You feel like smart saying that word, algorithm. So what is this thing called an algorithm? It's like a big word, but its simple means an algorithm is the steps that can be followed to solve a specific problem. An algorithm is steps that can be followed to solve a specific problem. Now, algorithms are everywhere. Algorithms, you can find them in different forms. Maybe it looks like pictures, like a flow diagram. Some of y'all in other subjects, probably in the science subjects, or even maybe your social science subjects, you came across things like flow diagrams. Uh, Maybe during this lockdown, you were doing a lot of baking with your parents. That recipe that you follow, the recipe that you follow to the T, step by step, that is an example of an algorithm.
So everything is with algorithm. You get your little boxes and cubes and stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Okay, I'll be giving you examples now of algorithms. Let's talk about generally what an algorithm is. Another one you could say is, you know, when you do long division or long multiplication or addition. Now in school, there are many different methods of doing long division and things. Now your teacher in school probably taught you a certain method, step by step. Now that step by step program, what you're doing, we refer to that as an algorithm. Now let's look at the next one. Like in the morning, or just say where your mom has done your laundry and you need to go fold your clothes. How you learned how to fold your shirt or your pants, that is an algorithm. Okay, so let's look at a few examples, right? So I can actually show you what I'm talking about. So let's look at this picture here. Now what we're looking at is your morning routine in pictures. Now this is probably a general routine. Maybe some of you will have do other things, but let's go through this routine, what happened in this case here. Okay, in the morning on the left, okay, you can see your alarm clock there. Obviously, your clock comes on. In some cases, people who don't have alarm clock, maybe your parent comes and wakes you up. Not a problem. There's alarm clock comes on, then the arrow. Let's follow the arrow. The arrow goes to the picture of the person brushing their teeth, and then you take a shower. So that's basically the second step. Then from there, follow the arrow. You can see there you got all your clothing. You're going to put on your school uniform and get ready for school. Then let's look at your next arrow. The arrow points to your cereal bowl there, that indicating that you're going to probably eat your breakfast. Now you can see here now there are two arrows going in two different directions. Now this is in an algorithm we refer to as a decision. Now at this point you're going to make a decision. You're going to check if the weather is sunny, then you are going to walk to school. And if you look at the arrow that's going down, that's pointing to the cloudy and rainy weather. If the weather is not too suitable, if it's rainy or if it's very cold, we got a picture of a car there. So you probably be driven to school by your parents. Now, guys, this is a simple example of an algorithm using pictures. Okay, now most of us will probably experience this in the day. Maybe some of you, maybe you do some exercise in the morning. So maybe you can add on an extra step in this process. So basically, this is a simple example that you could see of an algorithm working. Now, look at this one. Now, this is the coding that we're going to be teaching you guys. Now, this is an example just for you to see the pictures that we just looked at. How are we now going to put it into like some kind of computer code? Now, this example you're looking at is block code. Now, not to get too stressed of what you're looking at, let's just read it like normal English. Let's look at the top. We got this something saying when alarm rings occurs. So basically, when your alarm rings, then we go there to first step, they turn off alarm. Then we say, get up, brush your teeth, shower, get dressed, eat breakfast. So you can see step by step. Now, if you notice something, remember, always a computer cannot think for itself. But the most amazing thing you could see happening on the computer does not think for itself. A programmer wrote very sophisticated instructions and coded the computer to do a certain thing. So for example, now, if you are amazed by this game and you love this game, remember the game was written by a programmer. Hopefully one of you guys one day will be making these games. So if you don't write your instructions correctly, then what's going to happen? The computer cannot think for itself. The computer will only follow what you say. So for example, if we say turn off alarm, get up, brush teeth, and we said get dressed, and then we say shower, which is actually incorrect. But remember, your computer following what you're going to say. So the importance of the steps being in order is a good thing to learn right in the beginning, the sequence of steps. Okay, so let's complete this. We go after you eat your breakfast, we come to this block here. It's like, we call it an if statement. Basically, think about it as a decision. We got your if the weather equals to sunny, then we're going to walk to school. Else, we will take a car ride to school. Okay, so it's not too complicated. Don't get too stressed about what you're looking. Think about it as reading normal English, and it's the steps to follow. Let's look at another simple example. Some of you guys like having this fruit smoothies or milkshakes, a nice refreshing drink. This is another kind of step-by-step process of making yourself a nice healthy drink. As you could see, what do we have here? We've got bananas, strawberries, and apples. Now, obviously, this is just an example. Maybe you like adding kiwi, or you like adding mango, or whatever it may be. So let's just look at this example. So you add your fruits, you add your milk, you add it to your blender, and then your end product is your nice fruity drink. Now, this example is a very simplified version. Now, if you want to actually tell the computer how to do this, I would think they will involve many, many more instructions. For example, we could have even said, cut up your fruit. We could have said the instruction, this picture, we could have given the instruction saying, add in your fruit, add in your milk into the blender, close the blender lid, switch on the blender. So basically, as you think about it, the more detailed information or instructions you give, then the computer will not make a mistake, or the person that is following will not make a mistake. Even in a recipe, maybe you've tried a recipe and maybe the end product didn't turn out exactly like the picture in the recipe, because maybe the recipe was not very detailed for you to follow. Maybe there were some gray areas. There were certain things in the recipe where they didn't explain fully. That is why your end product didn't look like the picture. Okay, let's look at this now. This is also an algorithm, but now this algorithm, they refer to this as a flow chart. Now, in your other subjects, you could have came across something called a flow diagram. Basically, what it means is you follow your blocks, you follow your arrows from step to step to step, so that you can see what's happening and see your end product. So let's look at this. This is a flow chart to make a cup of tea. Okay, you start, you turn on the kettle, you wait for the kettle to boil. Now, what do you think is happening over here? Can you see the arrow goes down? We've got two options, yes and no. If it's no, it's going up. Basically, can you see here, it's like a cycle. You can go around and around. So what is this? Let's see. This diamond here where it says water boiled, that is the decision. You're going to ask yourself, is the water boiled? Now, if it's not boiled, your answer is no. So what do you do? Is the water boiled? If it's no, we're going to go to the right. And it says what? Wait. Follow the arrow. Wait for the kettle to boil. Follow the arrow. Is the water boiled? So if you're very anxious and you're sitting and you're waiting for that water, you're going to wait here a while. Basically, you're going to go around the water boil, you're going to wait. Now, only when the water is boiled, then you will answer yes, the water is boiled. And what happens when you say yes? You're going to come down, follow the arrow. You're going to pour water on your tea bag in the cup, come down, maybe wait for 2 or 3 minutes. You're going to add milk and sugar. Now, this is just an example of how to make tea. I can still make this even better. And you can even think of making this better. For example, we could have added an option there saying stir. Because you know when you stir your tea, it tastes better. We just said here, add milk, add sugar. We could have added the step saying stir your cup. Okay, so I hope you understand this simple step-by-step process of making a cup of tea. Let's look at another example. Okay, let's look at more algorithms that we come across. Let's look at brushing your teeth. Okay, do we have now brushing your teeth? Most of us, it doesn't matter who taught you how to brush your teeth, whether your parents taught you or whoever. Maybe in school they also taught you different methods. Some people do it a different way, but basically brushing your teeth follows pretty much the same steps. What would you possibly do? You possibly will say, okay, I will fetch my toothbrush. I will fetch my toothpaste. Now, listen very carefully. The more detailed information you give, then the person that is following the instructions won't make a mistake and you'll get your desired result. So if I say, fetch your toothbrush, fetch your toothpaste, start brushing your teeth, I don't think that will be a very good explanation. Because fetch your toothbrush and fetch my toothpaste, okay, now I have them in my hand. Do I just start brushing? No. I think a better way would be say, okay, right now, put some toothpaste on your toothbrush. It seems obvious to you, say, obviously we have to put toothpaste on toothbrush, but remember, we're learning how to give detailed instructions. You break it up into very simple steps. So even if you're teaching a robot how to do this, if they follow the steps, they won't miss anything. So you possibly would say, open your toothpaste, put some toothpaste on the toothbrush. And then you could say, start brushing your teeth. What do you think the next step will be? After brushing your teeth, you probably will say, rinse or gargle. And then maybe you'll repeat multiple times until you are satisfied with your end result. And your last step could be smile and to check if everything worked out with your teeth. Let's look at the next point there, how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Okay, is there anybody online here that wants to, just one person, maybe put your hand up, and maybe you can try giving detailed instructions to someone on how to make a peanut butter sandwich. Let's see if we have anybody that wants to volunteer to do this one. Okay. Tabiso, maybe you can assist me with maybe randomly picking somebody who has raised their hand. You can unmute them.
So what you do is you take 2 pieces of bread and you put them on a plate.
Okay.
Then you butter them.
Very good.
Then you put peanut butter on.
All right.
Then you put the other piece of bread on top of the one. And
Okay.
then you cut it in half and then you enjoy it.
Okay. Very good try. What's your name, dear?
Megan.
Okay, Megan. Do you think the first step that you told me, is take 2 pieces of bread? Okay. Now think about how we normally have our things at home. Normally we buy bread, the bread will be in a packet. Normally when we buy our peanut butter, the peanut butter would be in a jar. So how you think we can make it more detailed so that even a person who knows nothing about this, what we're talking about, that person can understand? So that first step that you said, which is actually perfectly fine, but to make it more detailed, let's say this. Let's say, open your bread packet, take out 2 slices and leave it on the plate. Now you see, by giving more detail, the person might not make a mistake. So just try again with your, what you think we should say about the peanut butter. We should first say, open the jar. Can you continue from there, Megan? Megan, are you still with us?
So first you do is you buy the packet of bread, then you take 2 pieces out of the packet.
Correct.
And then you take you buy a jar of peanut butter, you take a knife, put a knife in a jar of peanut butter, and then you take it out so it has peanut butter on it, and then you can spread the peanut butter on the bread. And
very good, very good. Just end it up for us, the last bit.
Then you can take another piece of bread and put it on top of another piece, and you can cut it in half and enjoy it.
Well done, well done. Perfect, perfect, Megan. Now, even a person who doesn't know how to make peanut butter sandwich, now that you gave them this detailed instruction, they can make a lovely peanut butter sandwich. Thank you, Megan. Can we get another volunteer? Let me give you another scenario. Okay, paper jet. Now, paper jet is very difficult to explain using just words, because the paper jet is nice when maybe you got a video and somebody is demonstrating how to make a paper jet. But let's see, let's use other examples. Like, for example, changing a tire or baking something. Who can give me another example and give me the steps? Okay, so just raise your hand. Kavisa will let you in. You can give me any example of an algorithm and give me the steps. Okay. Okay, hello?
Am I the one that's supposed to be speaking?
Okay, yes. What's your name?
Waruna Moody.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you can do for us, dear, you can give us a nice example of an algorithm, and you can give me some steps. You can choose what you want to do.
baking a cake.
Baking a cake. Whoa, that's quite difficult.
Yeah.
If you know how to bake a cake, give me your steps, even if it's a simple one.
Okay, first you buy some cake mix from the supermarket. If there is one, just okay. Then you grab one of the relatively big tub, big bowl from a cupboard. Then you get a tray of eggs and you take out at least two eggs. Then you put the baking mix inside the bowl. Then you put the eggs. Then you whisk for a couple of whisk accordingly until the dough has no chunks remaining and it's nice and soft. Then once the bowl is done, you can you put it in the quarter of a cylinder shaped bowl. You put the mix in a quarter of a cylinder shaped bowl and then pour it and then put it in the oven. Wait for it to bake. Until it. Okay, I got a little lost.
No problem. You're doing so well. I'm actually getting very interested in this baking. I want to try this. Maybe just tell me about the end. How would you end up your recipe?
Okay, so after the baking, you take out the cake with oven mittens so you don't get burned.
Okay, very good.
And you use a butter and you use a knife to clear out the cake on the sides of the cylinder and put it on. Oh, never mind. You cut the cake into pieces and then you put it on a small side plate or a plate and you eat and you grab a fork and enjoy your pastry.
Hey, lovely, lovely, man. I'm imagining the thing that you are baking and I'm feeling to have this. Well done. I enjoy your attention to all your details that you gave us. Like for example, when you're removing the stuff from the oven, use your oven gloves or what you call it. It's very, very nice example. I like that one. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Could we get one more person? Think of another example, maybe not baking, anything that you can discuss with us.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
My name is Neo.
Hi, Neo. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. You've got an example of an algorithm for us.
Yes.
Okay, let's go for it.
You go to the market and you buy a packet of tea bags and sugar.
Okay.
And you come home, you open the packet of tea bags, you take it, then you take a cup, then you put the tea bags inside the cup.
Okay.
And then you warm hot water on the kettle in the kettle.
Okay.
And then you pour some sugar inside the cup.
Okay.
Then and when the kettle is finished boiling the water, it goes into the kettle, and you pour water inside the cup. Then you mix it with a teaspoon,
Very good.
and you enjoy.
Hey, perfect, Neo. I'm feeling for that cup of tea now. Guys, I
Yeah.
can see you all are you learning about this algorithms. Algorithms all around us. But what we must learn always and remember, you see, we are human. We know if we did a certain thing and we are repeating it over and over, we already know what to do. But when we are programming a computer to do the same thing, things that we take for granted, like for example, we will like not touching the hot container from the oven. That we know with experience. We know that we can't touch something that's hot. But by adding instructions and saying check if it's hot or wait, now those instructions now we got to say it. We got to make it known because the computer cannot think for itself. I like the examples we've taken. Now I want you to think of one more thing, guys. You see, with this COVID-19 virus that we all are experiencing, now isn't some of our routines have changed? For example, like when we were going to school, maybe a certain routine that we added. I don't want to mention anything. I want one more person who can give me an algorithm dealing with our situation now. Maybe when you had to go and drop off something at a family's house, maybe there's a routine that you had to do. I don't want to give too much, but you know what I'm talking about. Maybe a certain thing that you had to make sure you are wearing. Maybe there one more person who can give me a nice explanation of a COVID-19 routine that we are following. Okay, anybody there want to try?
Hello,
Hi, what's your name?
Lucia.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Are you enjoying the? Did you join from the beginning of today's lesson?
Yes.
Okay, we understanding what we are saying.
Yes.
Okay, good. Give me your example.
So first, when you go to school, then have to take your temperature,
Okay,
and then you have to sanitize your hands.
okay,
Then you have to walk into your classroom and make sure you don't touch anything.
okay. Can I just remind you of one thing that you can add on? What about your mask?
Oh, and you must
Okay,
make
just-
sure you're wearing
okay.
your mask.
No problem, right? Okay, just add it in there. So what would you say now? You put the mask on at school?
So you
Or
must put the mask on before you walk into
very good.
school.
Okay, so try again. Let's see.
So first, when you first get out of the car, put on your mask, and then
That's good.
you must take your temperature and sanitize your hands. Then you walk to class, and you go to make sure you don't touch anything, and then
Very
you
good.
sit apart from each other.
Social distancing. Very good. Okay, thank you so much. Now you see those steps that now we all are so familiar with this. But remember, if we are familiar with it because we've been doing it from last year. We've been doing it every time we go to school. We're doing it. If we have to go somewhere, we're doing it. So it kind of now we know it. We know it off. We memorize this thing. We don't have to think about it. If we touch something, we know, hey, before I will sanitize my hand. So those things that now have become like second nature to us. But remember again, the computer cannot think for itself. So we have to instruct these things that you are telling me now that we take for granted. The computer has to be taught this. We have to give it instructions to tell it, do this first, then do this, then after you will do this. Okay, now you see, if you look at the screen now, you can see I put up a website. Are you all familiar with this? I'm sure. It's www.mzora.co.za. It's MSZORA.co.za. Now, if there's any of you that haven't been to this site yet, I'm going to quickly show you. Now, why I want to show you this is because from the next lesson, I want to show you how we're going to make this program. It's going to be very exciting from the next lesson. Maybe this lesson was a bit maybe not really boring, but you like to do something. Like now you're only listening to me talking, you talking a little bit. So let me just give you a rundown now how to do this, what I'm talking about. So basically, okay, you are going to okay, you're gonna type in the website www. You can see I've already got it there, mszora.co.za. Okay, I'm already logged in. Let me log out so that I'll show you what you're going to see. Okay, very nicely created, very user-friendly website. See, I've logged out. It's even asking me, do you really want to log out? Okay. So this is what you're going to see. Now, some of you maybe already went to this, you already started. Those of you who don't know, let me give you a quick start, what you're going to do. So when you come to this, you're going to click on sign up. Maybe your parent can help you with this part. You're going to come to this screen here where you're going to enter your information. So basically, you're going to choose your username and password. So you'll type in, you see this red dots, these red exclamation marks here. That means that you have to, and you can't leave anything blank. If you leave it blank, you will remain on the screen until you enter something. So basically, you will enter your username, enter your password. Now they're giving you criteria or how your password must be done. Your parent can assist you with this. So what you must do is make sure you write down your username and password somewhere safely so you can remember it. Then you fill in the rest of the details like email address. You enter the email address again just to verify there were no mistakes. First name, surname, and your grade at the bottom. Then you, after you finish all this information, you will click create my new account. Now, once you click that account, you are going to be sent an email. That email address that you entered here, maybe it's your parents' email. An email will come there. And once you do that verification from that email, then you can go back. And then instead of clicking sign up now, you click in login. And when you log in and type your username and password, all right, let me log in and show you. I will enter my username, my password. Okay. Okay, you're going to see this nice fancy screen here. This is my dashboard, they call it. And you go and you click on the logo. You click on the logo. But it'll take a few seconds. Okay, and here we are. Now, this is called Mzora Blocks. Now, this is the program that we're going to be using to teach you coding. Now, it's nice and colorful, nice and interesting. Try your best to have this done by tomorrow's lesson. So tomorrow's lesson, I'll be showing you all about this. I'll be explaining to you what all these colors on the left mean. What are these blocks here? What is this nice character here? And so on. Are there any questions? You can raise your hand and you can, and Tabitha will let you speak. Okay, if there's no questions, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Please make sure, okay, there's a hand that's raised. Let's answer the question. Hello?
What on top of coding does MS Zora do?
Okay, you see this coding here that you're going to be taught. It's a very simplified coding. It's designed for younger kids. Now, they call this block coding. Basically, I'll just show you a little. It's like, you see these things on the left here. I don't want to go into too much detail. I'll actually explain this to you in the next lesson. But it basically It's like building blocks. These are code that's written here, and you can join them. See, just clicks in together, and you can pick stuff, and you see it all joined in together. Now, what is this stuff here? Is actually in this in Zora, it's called building blocks. Basically, it makes it very easy for kids of your age to learn coding quickly. So you don't have to worry about the, you see, as you go to the higher grades, like I teach grade 10, 11, and 12. The coding there is much more complicated. It's not so much simplified like what you're looking at. But this program, once you learn the basics from this program, actually you can do a lot with this program. You can make your own game. By probably the end of these few weeks of coding lessons, you can come up with your own game. You can entertain your family with very different kinds of things. You can have a quiz game, question and answer game, like the game, the program you should watch on TV, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You could make your own version of that using these codes. And it's very exciting, guys. The main thing is for tomorrow is please make sure you go and sort out your register. Make sure you see the screen that I'm looking at. The only thing you really need to have here is your internet connection. Everything is run from the website, which is the department, and Africa Team Geeks have done this very nicely. If you look at, they made it very easy. You don't have to download it. Another thing about this website, Zora, is that it's 0 rated for, I think, MTN and Telkom. Now, 0 rated means you're not going to be charged. If you just got your internet connection there, you don't have to have a lot of data. You don't have to have any data. It's free. You can use this program and so on. Okay, so if you have done this, feel free to go play around. Look at this character here. Okay, if you want to go play around with different characters, you see, this is the mascot of Zora. This is Zora. If you click here, there are different types of characters you can find. Now, you guys are very familiar with all your different apps. You're probably masters with all the games and apps. If you look at here, you can go pick all different types of characters, and you can go and investigate which ones you like. Okay, if you look at there's your animals, you can pick. What? There's a zebra. What? Okay, there's a cat. There's your dinosaur. There's people, all different types of people here. What? Food, different food items, musical instruments. Let's look at fantasy. Look at all the different characters that you can pick. Now, what is this really? You see this character here that we picked. Think about this like this is a character in our game, and whatever code that I put in the middle, whatever code I put in here, is going to control this character. Okay. So, any more questions? Okay, anybody got a question? Huh?
Actually, I do. What will be our
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Actually, I do. What will be our schedule for the coding class?
Schedule, you mean the times, or you're referring to what
Yes.
we're going to be teaching? The times?
Yeah, the times.
I think it's going to be the same time every day. But if there's any changes, I'm sure that through the website, they will inform you. Like, so basically, I think, again, it will be probably tomorrow the same time, but just keep in touch with your information, your emails, and your website to check if there's any changes to the times. So I think at the moment it's from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Today was a bit delay. Apologies for the technical issues, but I think everything is going to go smoothly from tomorrow.